What's going on, everybody? It's Over the Ropes. I'm Tyler.
I'm Cortland. We got your Raw review, baby.
Woo! From Columbus, Ohio. What a show, man. What a
Home
show.
of Alexa Bliss. As you say that, I realize, why didn't they have Jade and Roxanne on SmackDown so Alexa could have wrestled in front of her hometown crowd?
Is she from Columbus?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think of her from Ohio. Miz is an Ohio kid. Gargano's an Ohio kid.
Yeah.
I think
But I think
Ziggler is.
she's like specifically Columbus, and I think everyone else is Cleveland. Yeah, she is.
Oh, no shit. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't think of that till just now.
Did you ever watch any Miz and Mrs.?
Not on my own volition, but my mom would have it on a lot. My mom's a huge Miz fan.
First off, solid show.
Really?
Solid show. Maurice's and Miz, frankly, are both extremely likable. Second, his friendship with Ryan Cabrera is hilarious. That dude, way more personality than I thought.
And that's the guy that married Alexa, right?
Yeah, because Miz introduced them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like you see all that on the show and shit. So,
he's a musician, right?
yeah, he had that one song that on the way down, I love you. See, I don't know. I think it was called All the Way Down.
He's like a pop guy, right?
Yeah. He was dating like Ashley Simpson. Her family paid for his first album. All the way down. Yeah. That song wasn't bad, man. That song was not bad. I mean, it was his only song, but but yeah, no. I mean, yeah, you see that whole thing. You see him, Miz giving him Alexa's number and shit, like.
Nice.
And then you see them together, and like Miz telling Ryan about something, and then him telling Alexa not realizing Maurice doesn't know, and her telling Maurice, like, and getting like Miz in trouble and shit. Like it is.
That's funny.
It's a solid show.
Cool.
I was impressed because I didn't really like the Bella show.
I never got into that, but I did watch Total Divas at one point.
Cena's a weirdo. That Total Bella show highlighted how much of a nut job he is. I do like Total Divas though. Yeah, I mean all those shows were pretty solid.
It was always fun to watch Natty Wild Out.
Oh my god! Did you see the episode where
she's an animal
with TJ when he was injured?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Where she was like dressed in lingerie, he's just like watching wrestling.
Yep.
Oh man, I was dying. I was like, "What are you doing, dude? Like, what are you doing?"
Eyes on the prize, TJ.
I know, man. He's cool though. I like TJ. And there was the episode where Jimmy and Naomi almost hook up on Daniel Bryan's bus, and they walk in on them. Yeah, shit was good. I like Total Divas. I don't give a shit. There was a later one with Moxley and what's her name, Renee, where someone steals Renee's hat, like Moxley chases after them.
And he jumps over the because they're like barricaded in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will never forget seeing that.
Yeah, good shit. But yeah, Miz and Maurice is actually very, very good. They're both extremely likable, and just how different they are because like she's real high class. He is, but he's from Ohio, you know, like.
He came up a blue collar guy, you know.
Right. So yeah. It's enjoyable. Especially if you're in a relationship, like that's something the girl might like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what she's into, but anyways, Monday Night Raw.
Let's go.
Quick, even though it was the same time it usually is, about 2.5 hours, but it flew by, and it was entertaining.
Once we got through that first promo, I would agree.
Yeah.
I did not love this opening segment, but once we got to Penta versus Breaker, this show flew by, and I thought it was a pretty enjoyable Raw. I'm excited to chop it up about this opening segment, because definitely have some thoughts about it, but after that, smooth sailing, baby.
Yeah, because like all transparency, I usually watch wrestling at my computer, because I can't stay awake for anything. Wrestling, movies, TV show. You know, I get up at 5 o'clock to go to work. I do a physical job. my ass is sleeping by like 10 o'clock. Like, I am not a night owl anymore, even on weekends.
And that's part of what makes our dynamic tough. I'm not even home from work by 10
Right.
o'clock most nights,
Exactly.
which is part of what makes it so interesting for us.
Yeah. So I have to watch it at the computer, or else I'm zonked out. Last night, I said, nah, I can't do it. It's too hot. Our living room AC doesn't hit where the computer is. And I was like, fuck, I need to stay awake. Like, if I fall asleep, I'm waking up, standing up against the wall, finishing Raw. Like, I have to watch it. Stayed up through the whole thing.
Good show.
Didn't even, like, start to fall asleep. So, you know what? You got an issue. You start the show off. I want to hear you talk about it.
Yeah, let's go. So we start with Seth Rollins and his crew. And, I've got the Sparks notes, version of what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of like a Seinfeld promo. He talked a lot about nothing. And I feel like this happens with Seth. And we've talked about this on the pod before, a little bit about, like, people want him to be a bad guy, and then when he's a bad guy, it just, like, doesn't click. Like, I feel like this was just a 15-minute promo about nothing. Some of the things he hit on was, he says the fans send mixed messages, and he asks what they want. When he asks that, they start chanting CM Punk, and he's like, exactly, you guys are fickle. You sing my song, but then you chant for Punk, and Roman, and me, and Braun, and Cody, and all these people, and he's like, all these people, by the way, are here because of me. And this kind of takes me back to why I said, same thing with Becky, you gotta change the music. The people are always gonna sing the music. Like, you're allowing them to send mixed messages because you've got the sing-along song, but then you open the bag for them to chant CM Punk all the time. So I think it's on him, just as much as anything. Also, this whole Paul Heyman thing, like, you have the best speaking manager in the game. I feel like he's being wasted with, like, Seth. I've been waiting for this to gel. I don't love it yet. I really don't. I want Heyman to talk more and Seth to talk less. The only other things he really hit on, he talked about how LA Knight stuck his nose in, so he got tsunami after tsunami, and Penta's going to get his tonight because he's been sticking his nose in too. And then he talks about how Punk and Goldberg have matches for the title, and then the three guys in the King of the Ring. But he says they're all fighting for second place. I don't know. It didn't do much for me. Like I said, I want more Heyman, less Seth.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I was thinking about this in the truck today at work. When you have a faction like this, you kind of want to build it to where, like, your top stars shining, but you also want to have a plan of, like, this person's the breakout guy. You know what I'm saying? In Evolution, It was Randy.
I was just going to say Evolution's the best example.
Yeah. DX, I think it was supposed to be X-Pac or Billy before that didn't work, Yeah. The Shield, well, it was all three of them. The Bloodline, it was supposed to be Solo. It ended up being Jay. Like, all these factions, there's a breakout guy to follow. This breakout guy is Braun Breaker. But if they do it right, normally it's kind of like the Jacob thing right now. It's the breakout guy becoming the face. I think in this situation, the breakout guy, Breaker, should turn on Seth, stay a heel, and have Paul Heyman with him as a heel. You know what I'm saying? So,
I can get down with that, yeah.
Because, like, you're right, Heyman and Seth aren't working together because Seth is doing too much of the talking. And Heyman needs to do a lot more. But I think they're there, Heyman's there for Breaker and Bronson Reed.
Yep,
so,
as he should be. Yep.
Right. So, I agree with everything you're saying. Seth, a lot of the top guys nowadays, and I think this is from not having the structured promos anymore. So much meandering. Seth, Punk, Cody, Cena, just Meandering.
It was an episode of Seinfeld, man.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything.
No. And I mean, they're all kind of doing, these top guys are all kind of doing it nowadays.
Yep.
Punk literally, what was it, like last week, 2 weeks ago, was like, man, there's a lot to talk about, and was literally asked Cena what he said. Or, you know, like, it's too much. I didn't hate it, but it was too dragged out. And yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong with any of it. And I don't have a problem with the first off, we skipped over it again.
Oh, shit! I even scrolled back up to it, and then I didn't say it.
Our boy is back again!
Corey Graves again.
And you know what? Shines again. Dude, Corey is so damn good.
Did you see their announcement? Carmella's pregnant. I think it's like brand new though, but they're having another baby.
Yeah.
I saw that right before you told me you were ready.
Yeah, they did. Congratulations to them.
That is awesome. Congrats.
They're both great. Dude, I think I listened to every single episode of his podcast.
I love that.
Yeah, I think I listened to every single one. So, yeah, Corey's great. They're awesome. Corey should be on more. I don't remember what match it was, but there was that point where Michael Cole said something. He was like, Cole, I'm retired. Like, he was like, I ain't.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes, when we get there, maybe I'll think of it, but I do remember, and I laughed so hard.
Me too. Yeah. No, he's great. So, anyways, but then that leads into the first match. Braun Breaker versus Penta. What a fucking spear to end this match.
Man. Violent.
Shit.
Violent.
Breaker's violence. Penta selling. Like, damn.
Oh, yeah. This one was huge.
Both of these guys are awesome. They're going to be wrestling forever. Penta goes for the Mexican Destroyer. Braun rolls into a jumping knee and then hits the Breakensteiner.
It's a freak.
Dude, he's so nuts. Penta reverses a military press into a DDT and then hits the Destroyer. Breaker kicks out at 2. And then Penta springboards from the middle rope and Breaker spears the shit out of him.
What an impact.
He just lays him the hell out. And then after the match, Seth walks up to Penta and says, this is your one warning. Stay out of the way. Which I liked.
Yep.
I liked that little part at the end.
Yep.
But yeah, what a match to start the show. I mean...
really good way to open.
Yeah, you could take the Seth shit out and just start the show with this, and damn.
It would have been great.
Damn, yeah.
Did you see Braun's landing on the spear? It took a lot of replays for me to notice.
No, I didn't notice.
He spiked himself.
Did he?
I'm curious if he has a concussion. Yeah, he spiked himself. And that's the thing. He hit him midair. And he drove him so hard that he drove his own head into the mat. If you watch it again, he immediately grabs his head. He hit him a ton.
So, 2 things.
Yeah.
1, did you see what WWE trademarked today?
I know.
People think it might be the name of this team.
Okay.
The Oracle.
The Oracle?
Uh-huh.
It's dumb.
Sounds very...
That's where the Warriors play.
Seth Rollins-y.
It does, 100%. They said that in the promo.
Did they?
Heyman. I think Seth called Heyman his Oracle. Regardless, it came up in the promo.
Interesting. And then that Corey whatever dude that has been doing some reporting lately on Twitter just reported that Io was supposed to defend her title against Liv on Saturday. So that was one of the things that switched up.
Yep.
So,
it's a bad hit.
Yeah.
And speaking of Liv, we get a recap of her injury right after this match. One more thing on the Braun Breaker stuff. Subtle thing that I am loving. He's gotten rid of the colorful gear and he's only worn black since he was a bad guy. Little shit like that. Super appreciate it though. So they recap Liv's injury. They said she's going to be out for months.
Yeah.
And so we head to Pierce's office. He's on the phone with all this. He's talking about what to do with the women's tag titles. AJ Styles approaches, and Pierce, gets off the phone. And he's like, "Oh, Liv's not the only person in Judgment Day to get bit by the injury bug." And he's like, "Oh, who now?" It's like, does Dom have an injured mustache? So I guess Dom is out. Is this legit, do you know, or is this part of the story?
I was wondering, is this legit, or did he not want to go to Saudi Arabia?
Or does he not want to go? Exactly. Or does AJ not want to go?
Or AJ, right.
So I wasn't sure, but I thought the injured mustache...
That was a good line.
Popped me.
Yeah. Especially with AJ's country accent. What, he hurt his mustache? Like, okay, Uncle Alan, relax. Like... AJ's great.
Yeah, that cracked me up. So as he leaves, the New Day and Grayson Waller approach, and Pierce tells them that they have to defend the tag titles next week against Finn and JD. And their responses were so dramatic and so funny. Oh. They're like, no, like after everyone, they're like, no, stop, no.
Yeah.
And then Grayson Waller had something dumb to say. I don't know. Grayson Waller's an idiot. But,
nah, that was good. He was like, hey, respectfully, don't talk to my boys that way. Like,
yeah.
Nah. How dare you?
He's a moron.
How dare you? Grayson Waller is the man. Yeah, I'm going to get some flack for this. I know I am.
Let's go.
It's real hater. It's a real hater statement. I am really worried that when AJ's done with this contract, he's going to do something stupid and sign like a short contract with AEW, and he's going to end up like Edge. Or like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
he's going to end up back with his buddies.
Because he has so many buddies there that I'm like, oh, he's going to do some stupid shit and really... Like, you know what
I'm really nervous about it, yeah.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't.
I hope they were going to do more with him and Finn.
Yeah.
And they just never really did much with it.
Yeah. No, it's a shame. There's a couple of, like, these guys that came from Japan that I get a little worried about because of how close they are with some people in AEW. I mean, if it works out for them, great. Like, Ospreay was such the right decision because I don't think he wants to put in the effort or the time that you have to with WWE, and they're treating him like a star. Like Swerve, I don't ever see coming back. Why would he? Tony Storm, Mercedes, if it's gonna work out for them, great. But like AJ, Finn, I just feel like these guys would just end up like Cope. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
It's so sad to see Edge nowadays because he is not a shell of Edge is disrespectful to Edge. Like,
what do you think he would be doing right now at WWE?
Not much, but he would still be doing like respectable shit.
I actually think he would be a big part of this John Cena retirement tour.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He was one of Cena's biggest foes. So
yeah, 100%.
At least he would be one of these.
Yeah, him and Cena would
matches.
Have some giant storyline. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And it's not old. Like Christian's done great in AEW. AEW's been great for Christian.
Did he ever cash in that thing he had? I stopped watching, so I don't know.
I don't know. But like it's been bad for Edge. Very bad, frankly. It sucks, dude. I saw somebody put out Christian's theme song the other day. That thing was such a banger. That thing was
from WWE.
Yeah.
Open Your Eyes or whatever.
Yeah. Dude, I loved me some Christian.
Banger.
I loved me some Christian. So, anyways, Michael Cole sits down with Goldberg. Pre-tape, Goldberg says there's no way he's going to let Gunther disrespect slide. He was like, what was I supposed to do? I come to a show with my wife, my son, we're chilling, I don't have to worry about a match, I'm just relaxing, and I got to deal with this asshole coming out and talking shit? Like, nah, you know that ain't going to slide. I'm Goldberg. Yep. Nah, nope. So he says, nah. I'm going to make him pay. I'm going to beat the fuck out of him. Let's go. Like, nah. And he does say this is his retirement match. Like, he's done after this match. Michael Cole kind of reiterates it on commentary, says that after this match he's done. He said he asked Goldberg what happens if he wins the title, and he said something like that's an interesting predicament or something. But
yep, I'm glad they followed up and addressed that.
Yeah,
that was huge for me.
I didn't mind the promo. You know, it's one of those things that, like, again, do any of us really want to see Goldberg in a match? No. But, I mean, he is a spectacle. The music.
Oh, yeah.
The smoke.
The entrance, the pyro. Yeah.
Like, Goldberg has that aura, regardless if he's old and everything else. So...
It'll still be fun.
It will still be fun.
And I was glad it was a pre-tape. I think pre-tape suit him a little better than a live crowd.
Yeah, and it's not going to be a long match. Like, frankly, they'll probably have an extra match or two just because this match isn't going to go more than, like, 5 minutes? You know, like...
4 to 7's the forte for him.
Right, so... Then we got... the Clubhouse! The Clubhouse!
2 weeks in a row.
And Raquel and Dom are like sulking and whining about Liv, talking about how much they miss Liv. Finn tries to hype everybody up. Roxanne, what'd she say? She was like, "Oh, it's gonna be okay, Dom," or something.
Yeah.
Like, she's like trying to and Finn's like hyping them up. He's throwing shots at Raquel, trying to get under her skin.
Oh, man, he fired her up so much.
I don't remember what he said, but he said something, and she was like, what
he, like, turns around and mumbles under his breath something about defending the titles,
Rhea.
maybe.
No, it was something about Rhea.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was like, you're going to let her do that? Like, nah, you're not going to stand by and let that happen. So Finn gets Raquel fired all up. And then Dom stands up, and Finn, like... He, like, compliments Roxanne, or Finn gets him to say something about Roxanne, like, nice. And she's like, oh, thanks. And she's, like, all, like, giddy and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this shit's so good.
He tells her to wish her good luck in her match.
Yeah. And he says, you know, he's like, good luck, Roxanne, or whatever. And she gets all, like, giddy and, like, oh, thank you. And I was like, dude, this shit... Dude, Liv's going to come back the biggest babyface she's ever been in her life.
Oh, man. I'm so ready for the ovation. I hope they're in a great city for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if they're
what was that?
What?
Oh, I just heard a sound. As long as you can still hear me, we're good.
Yeah, I think it's coming from the kitchen.
Oh, no. It was technical, whatever it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if they're in, like, New York or Jersey or something when she comes back, oh, dude. And then this is going to be the second girl that Dom's done this to. Like, oh, man. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. So then backstage, Lyra approaches Bayley. I thought this was great. And she apologizes for last week. She's like, hey, like, you know, I, more than anybody else, knows you deserve a title shot. And Bayley looks at her like, okay. She's like, yeah, thanks. I don't need your permission. Like, what the hell are we talking about? And then, like, Bayley kind of catches herself, and she's like, hey, you're just trying to be nice. My bad. Like, after I beat Becky, you'll be the first in line for the belt. Like,
and we've seen this a couple of times with Bayley now. She, like, kind of gets snarky, and then she, like, recenters herself and says the right thing.
Yeah.
It seems to be a bit of a repeating thing with
Lyra's
Bayley.
kind of doing this too, where, like, you can tell Lyra's not cool with what's going on, but she's doing what she thinks she has to because she's, like, a fan favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell she's not happy that Bayley has a title match.
Oh, there's definitely tension all over this.
Oh, yeah. It was so good. All three of these segments in a row were solid backstage segments.
A lot of backstage stuff, but it was all really good.
Yeah.
I think, like, a lot of stuff in a row.
Yeah.
But we finally get back to the ring, and I have a hidden note in here in white, so I'm glad I have this part. I have a question for you. Did you notice? I don't know how to make this a layup. So we get Jade versus Roxanne next.
Correct.
Did you notice anything before this match?
No.
Has Roxanne had a full entrance on Raw since she came up? Have you noticed she's always already in the ring for every single match?
I did notice that this week.
I think they gave her an entrance once, and she tripped or something awkward happened, and it's the only full entrance they've given her.
I wonder if she is gonna be sticking around on Judgment Day, and they don't want people getting used to her theme.
Okay.
If that's the case, because she does have a pretty catchy theme. And I think they don't want people to get attached to that.
Okay.
And kind of, if that's the case, I noticed it this week. I was surprised by it, but in general, I haven't noticed it, so I can't.
Every single week, and I always want to say something, and this week I finally jotted it down. But yeah, we get Jade versus Roxanne. This is the Queen of the Ring semifinal.
I do see one note in here that I have a big problem with, but go on.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right, let's go.
Go ahead.
So Jade carries. Oh, Jade carries Jade. That's not right. Jade carries Roxanne up the steps. Roxanne kind of bails off and trips her. Jade catches Roxanne diving off the top rope, hits the JBL fallaway slam. I did like that a lot. Jade licked Roxanne's face before she chokeslammed her. That was weird as fuck.
That was weird.
I don't think these two had a lot of chemistry. This match was a little clunky. It was whatever. Jade hits this power bomb and then ends up transitioning to the Jaded. The whole thing was kind of weird, but she gets the win. And I'm gonna guess this is the note you don't like.
Yes.
I'm still just not sold. Oh, breaking news! Breaking news! Kristaps Porzingis just got traded.
No!
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Where?
He's an Atlanta Hawk.
For what? Anything good?
No. Like a backup power forward and a second rounder.
Damn.
That's it.
Damn. Holiday, fuck. I knew was happening. I was.
Yeah, and I don't mind that deal.
No, that's a good deal, but yeah, that's a shame. I like Porzingis, but he can't.
I mean, I knew it had to happen, but that's a rubbish deal.
Yeah, that's a shame. Well, who's gonna take him? Like, he stayed the healthiest he's ever stayed with the Celtics, but it still wasn't healthy. Like, you know, so that's a shame.
Anywho,
all right, keep bashing Roxanne. Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just not that sold on her, and I feel like a lot of her matches are clunky.
Oh wait, hold on. It's a 3-way deal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we don't get anything for Brooklyn, so I didn't mention them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway.
2.
Yeah. Anyways. So, Portland hates Roxanne. Gotcha.
I just feel like she's the common thread between a lot of clunky stuff. But I also, you know what I like? I'm going to play devil's advocate with myself. She's so young, and she's really good for her age.
Yeah.
I think it's just, weird for me to think about how long she's already been wrestling with the company. And so I base it off that, but I also need to remind myself she's literally a child still, you know?
Yeah, she's very young. I think the exact opposite. I think she's awesome. I really think of her like Bayley when Bayley came in.
I feel like Bayley was an insane wrestler right off the bat.
Yeah, I think Roxanne is. I just think she's
tiny. Man. I think she's so awkward.
She can, but I think it's partially just her size. And frankly, they put her up against a lot of inexperienced people. Like, Jade does not have a lot of experience. And I think Jade has even less experience wrestling girls the size of Roxanne.
Oh, you know my lord. Yeah.
They do put
towered over her.
They put Roxanne in there with a lot of, unexperienced people because she's good enough to help them. But I do think it makes it come off clunky, you know? So, I think Roxanne's great. I think you're a hater. It's okay.
I'm cool with it. I'll own it.
Unlike me, who doesn't hate anything, ever. I am the ultimate lover of all wrestling, including other companies, matter of fact. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yes, yes. Now, I mean, Jade won. We expected Jade to win. Asuka's music was different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not finish my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Oxan, Oxan, Asuka comes on out to meet Jade on the ramp after this match. And the music seemed different to me. It's like they went back to the OG music, and then like it was just like a touch different this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad you noticed it too.
I did notice it. I mean, we'll do our official predictions tomorrow, but who should win this match? Because I have a pretty...
I said Jade from the start, so I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, I've completely flipped. I think Asuka needs to win this match. Because you could put Tiffany and Jade, figure out a way, do a battle royal or something. Like, I need Asuka and Kairi.
Yep.
You need Queen of the Ring to set up Asuka and Kairi because they're teammates. Like, you need to give them that reason. You can set Jade and Tiffany up in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have flipped, and I am fully behind Asuka winning this match.
All right, let's go.
So then we're backstage. My boy getting demoted left and right. Sheamus is with Tozawa, Natalya, Maxine. I would be so offended if I was Sheamus. And Sheamus is telling Natalya and Maxine that he thinks they would do great in the tag team division. Tozawa's telling him, like, hey, I got your back. And then Rusev walks up. Sheamus kind of shoos all the losers away. Rusev essentially talks down to Sheamus. And Rusev tells him he does work in the ring like a god, while Sheamus does his backstage like a snake. Tells him it's embarrassing, like, that he hangs out with these losers. Sheamus tells Rusev he was the most embarrassing and egotistical part of the League of Nations. Which... Brutal! Especially when Del Rio was in that group. Damn. Like,
that's all I could think of.
Right? And then Sheamus says, it's time to put up or shut up. This is probably going to be a Saturday Night's Main Event match. Because that Saturday Night's Main Event's going to be all men's matches.
Because of Evolution, right?
So,
yeah.
So this will probably be Saturday Night's Main Event, which is going to be...
I cannot wait for someone to cry that there's no woman on that card.
Oh, you know
I cannot wait.
You know it's
I cannot wait.
Oh, you know it's going to happen. Yeah. So then Gunther comes out to the ring. He says last week should have been his celebration, but instead Goldberg told him he's next. And he says, usually when you're next, that means spear, jackknife, pin. He says, but this jackhammer. He says, he was the most destructive man of his generation. He said, but this isn't 1999.
I loved that.
Yeah. He said, nothing's going to change my perception about Goldberg. He's old. He can't lace up my boots. Gunther apologizes to Goldberg's wife and son for what he's going to do to Goldberg. He says, it's my responsibility that the myth of Goldberg dies. That's Saturday Night's Main Event. Great. One of Gunther's better promos he's had in a while.
Thank you. I was hoping you were going to say that. I agree. I thought this was some of Gunther's best work on the mic in a long while.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
It's not 1999 anymore. Big pop.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
No. I saw a clip, which I've seen before, but it's still funny to see, from the very original Tough Enough, that Maven won. And like they had them sleeping in like bunks, and they had Triple H walk in to like wake everybody up to like do something. And one of the guys had a Goldberg poster next to his bed, and Triple H rips into this dude. He's like, "Oh, that's your fucking idol, a guy that can only last 20 damn seconds in a ring, like, doesn't know storytelling if it hits him in the face, like." Just rips into Goldberg. It's hilarious. I was like, damn.
Maven. That's a name.
Hey, his
I've not heard
podcast
it
is
in a minute.
great.
Yeah,
His
that's what I've
podcast is
heard.
good. Yeah. He's entertaining.
Yeah.
So on his podcast, he said he actually was about to get hired to do commentary, and then COVID happened.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was going to
Wow.
start doing commentary in NXT, and then COVID happened.
No shit.
Yeah. Yep.
COVID. What
Yeah.
a time to be alive.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
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 So we head out backstage again. Jackie Redmond catches up, and this is her first time back, I think, since the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
She catches up with Becky Lynch. She's like, yeah, I saw Lyra and Bailey conspiring, and then she just got like really awkward. She's like, I've already said too much, and she like scurries away. And then Jackie runs over. She sees Sami Zayn. She tries to get a quick word with him. She asks how he's processing his loss because she knows he's still working towards the world title. And before he can get more than out, Karrion Kross interrupts.
Dude, he's so good.
And I'm salivating because Sammy lost, so now it's time for these two to go at it.
Oh, yeah?
My God, my phone is blowing up about the Celtics trade. And I have a MacBook, so it's all just popping up in the top right. My God. Kross says he believed everything Sammy said last week, but what happened? Exactly what Karrion Kross said was going to happen.
Yeah.
Randy dropped him. Kross says Sammy's never going to be a world champion. And Sammy's like super calm and chill about it, and he's like, okay. It stalks Kross right in the face.
What a sucker punch, dude.
Yeah. Oh, he clocked him. And he said, what? I think he said he's done talking to Kross.
Yeah.
And he says that their match is official. And then I didn't write this in, but I'm pretty sure after Sammy walks away, they say, got him.
No, he's holding his mouth and like groaning like they do. And Scarlett walks over and she goes, stop it. He pulls his hand away and he's laughing. And then I think he says, like, got him or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was so, they're so good. Because, like, Scarlett runs over like she's, like, worried. And you see her watching Sammy. And as soon as Sammy gets out of eyesight, she starts with big smiles. She's like, stop it. Like, smacking him like you're silly.
Yeah.
And he just starts giggling as he pulls his hand away from his mouth. I was like, dude, Kross is so fucking good. So good.
I'm so excited for this match.
So I saw this on Twitter. I haven't looked it up, so I don't know how true it is. Do you know the last time he had a pay-per-view match?
In your house, NXT.
No, not that
I don't know.
long. WrestleMania 40 with him and AOP against the Street Profits and Lashley. A year and a half ago. This is going to be his second singles pay-per-view match since he came back. His last singles pay-per-view match was that first one back against Drew.
Wow.
Yeah, in 2002.
You mean 22?
Or, yeah, 2022. Jesus Christ.
The year is 2002.
Yeah. Dude, there's a lot of, like, talking segments, but they were all so damn good, except for the first one.
I liked all the backstage stuff all week.
All week, dude.
Or, excuse me, all night.
So then whatever. Same difference. Then we got the Women's Intercontinental title. The man, Becky Lynch versus Bailey. Solid match. These two just went to kill each other. Like, they're both slamming each other on the announce table. Becky tries to bury Bailey under chairs. Lyra comes out, pulls the chairs off Bailey, helps Bailey. Becky tries her best to get Lyra to attack her for a DQ. Lyra doesn't. Bailey gets up, gets back in. Or she pulls Lyra off the apron, gets back in the ring. Lyra ends up eating a baseball slide by Becky. and then just jumps in and lays into Becky. Like, Becky had to do the smallest amount of work to get Lyra to attack her.
Yep.
Becky wins by DQ. Bayley pulls Lyra off and is like, dude, what the hell?
What the heck is wrong with you?
What are you doing? And it, like, takes Lyra a minute to, like, realize what happened. And it's like, oh, shit, dude, my bad. But it's like, no, hell no. Like,
my bad.
Yeah, solid. I have an idea, but I'm gonna save it for the for the SummerSlam prediction. So, but I have an idea.
I'm excited to hear it. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
With this three-way story.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
After this, we head backstage again. I thought this was a little weird. I'm curious where this goes. So we get Chad Gable and Ivy, and he's like, "Don't tell the other two, but you're my favorite student." He's like, "But you should have won Money in the Bank or Queen of the Ring." He's like, "But 75K has been in your way." And then Gable sees Penta walking up to him, and he goes to, like, make fun of him. And he's like, "It was a pleasure watching Braun Breaker beat you up." And then he goes for a cheap shot, and Penta ducks it, super kicks him, and then hits the sacrifice on him. And he gets left laying like a knucklehead. I don't know why he, like, made that dig at the Creed brothers, though. I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, probably just to bring in a little tension. He does mention how Stephanie's been in Ivy's way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, getting to the top.
First off, did you see who was behind Gable as he was laying on the ground?
No, I didn't. I usually catch this stuff.
Yeah. Your boy. Ludwig.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he was on TV?
I know. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, when the Creeds were, like, checking in on Gable. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see that. Again, like I've told you, though, sometimes I got my head down because I'm typing. So I missed that. I'm glad you saw that.
They ran over to, like, check in on him, and Ludwig just kind of looks over and is like, oh, shit. There's rumors that Gable's dealing with a little bit of an injury. So.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
That dude worked like 3 times in 30 hours a couple weekends ago.
Whatever, Stephanie's still fine, so.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Beast.
So after this, Raquel Rodriguez heads to the ring, and she calls out Rhea Ripley, you know, just like Finn was saying. Mm-hmm. Rhea answers the call, she comes out, and they brawl. Raquel ends up grabbing one of the tables, sponsored by Slim Jim.
Hell yeah.
Rhea goes to hit the riptide through the table, and Roxanne Perez saves the day.
Yeah, she does.
Rhea ends up getting her up for the electric chair, drops her face first onto the turnbuckle, but then when she turns around, Raquel's waiting, hits the Tejana bomb through the table, and this furthers that awkward Judgment Day thing here.
Yeah, she hugs Roxanne.
Yeah, after it, she hugs her. So Roxanne makes the save and then took the bullet for Raquel. And then they went to break, and when they came back, Rhea storms into Pierce's office, and she's like, I want a match. I don't know why. I couldn't hear anything Pierce said all night long, and I had to use the closed captioning. But basically, she demanded a match, and he's like, cool, sounds good. Yep. And she's like, and I want a street fight. And he's like, call it a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, I can't believe Raquel folded faster than Dom did. She was hugging her.
Yeah, right?
She was hugging her. She folded quicker than Dom. She's full on Roxanne. They were snuggling in the ring. Then we got the main event. Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes. The last King of the Ring semifinals. Maybe Jay's best match ever.
Another good match. Another good match.
Him and Cody's chemistry. Off the charts.
Loved these guys. Yep.
This was a hell of a match. What a match for a Raw main event.
Yep. And I was very curious how the crowd was going to react. Because you got the two biggest baby faces, you know.
If they put on a good match, people are going to react, you know.
Yeah.
Jay dude, they were like reversing each other's shit. Jay
Everything.
counters a crossroads and then hits Cody with the crossroads. Gets a 2 count. Jay hits a couple of super kicks, spears, heads up to the top for a splash. Cody recovers, hits the cutter from the top rope.
That was huge.
Dude, huge cutter. Cody follows up with the crossroads. 1, 2, 3. It is Cody versus Randall Keith Orton. This is Cody's King of the Ring to lose. But what a damn match that was.
You think Orton loses 2 years in a row?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Man, that would suck so bad.
Again, I have to say this. I can say it in the prediction show, but it's going to kind of spoil a little bit from my SummerSlam card I'm thinking about. I wonder if it's not a clean finish.
Yeah, okay.
I
That's
wonder if... What would be a really big SummerSlam match for Randy? Somebody who might not be on TV right now.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Not Roman.
Yeah. I don't know who's not on TV.
A certain Scottish wrestler.
Drew?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Drew and Randy at SummerSlam? That's a hell of a SummerSlam match right there.
Yeah, it is.
So
I'm just excited to get Cody versus Randy. I mean, they're literally my 2 favorites.
Oh, yeah, that match
So this is going to be awesome.
So dope. Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a match.
It does seem like it's Cody's to win, but honestly, I'm cool either way. I love Randy. Solid Raw.
Solid Raw, and what a damn match to finish the show. Like, you know me,
Yep.
We've talked about this before. I'm more of the story guy. I care more about the promos, the drama, all of that. But, man, when a match like that gets put on, you have to respect it and be like, damn, you know? So, what a match. What a match.
I loved it.
Yeah. So that is Monday Night Raw. We got NXT tonight.
Yeah, real soon.
TNA title match.
Right, because Briggs.
Yeah. And
Never gave us a Briggs.
A 4-way to determine who's going to face JC at Evolution. Did you see Noam Dar's injured again?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Can't believe he kept this. Can you imagine keeping Noam Dar over Cora Jade on a roster?
Wow. Somebody clearly didn't watch NXT UK. Alright. But I agree.
A little bit.
Or Gigi, for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm just being a homer with Gigi. I love Gigi, but Cora, I don't understand. I really don't.
I don't understand Gigi. Cora, I think it was backstage stuff.
Yeah. Gigi was literally, like, in that tag team match. Yeah, I don't know, man.
We heard a lot of, like, ex-boyfriend drama with Cora. The tweets about Thea. And, like, oh, he's kissing you. Oh, he still has, like, my blah, blah, blah on his breast.
Yeah.
I think that's what did Cora in.
That's right.
Gigi, I just don't understand. So, but anyways, give us a like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, give us some comments. We need those comments. Tell us we're big dummies, or tell us you agree with us. It is what it is. Knucklehead, yeah. Give us a yeet. You know, whatever.
Or no yeet.
Or no yeet. But either way, that is our Monday night review. We will be back tomorrow, Monday night Raw review. We'll be back tomorrow with your NXT review. And then Thursday, we'll have our predictions for Clash of Champions? Night of Champions? Friday night, we're going to have a very late SmackDown review. Court can't do it, so it's going to be me and Attic doing it. And we're going to do it right after SmackDown gets off the air, because obviously we have Night of Champions early Saturday, and then we will have a Night of Champions review on Sunday.
Sometime
So,
Sunday, yep.
Hopefully early, but either way, that is what the week looks like. That's what you can expect. I'm sure it's all going to go to shit because we're two dummies. But either way, say give us that like, subscribe, follow, notification bell, give us the comments. Definitely comments. We need all the comments. And we will see everybody tomorrow. Enjoy your wrestling. Peace.